I see a lot of great images on the internet and always wonder as to how these were captured. Did the photographer just get lucky? What were the camera settings? What was the location? How was this edited? What the raw file looked like? This level of information is usually not available with most of the images that we see on internet. Well, that is exactly what we'll do in this series. In this series, I'll be taking you through some of my best captures so far and explaining you the entire process end to end. Right from the time when I started walking towards the location, to the camera settings, raw file, editing, everything in between. So hello and welcome to the second part of the 9 video series where I uncover some of my best captures so far. My name is Bhavik Talisra, I'm a street photographer and I've been capturing photos for more than 4 years now. So without wasting any time, let us have a look at the first photo for today, which is this. I've named this photo the responsible one and you'll understand why in some time. So I was roaming around on the streets of CST Mumbai with a camera in my hand with zero expectations of what I'll capture today. That is the time when I crossed paths with this child. He looked to be about 8 to 10 years of age and was a street performer. The joy, the playfulness that kids at this age generally have was somewhere missing. He looked depressed and dull. For families struggling to meet their expenses, it is very common in India for the eldest child to sacrifice their education to support their families. That is what was happening here, is what I suppose. That is also the reason why I've named this photo the responsible one. I went back to this child and asked him for a photo and he said yes. He stood there with no expressions on his face. And that is exactly what was capturing the character of this photo. I shot this photo from a lower angle and there is a specific reason for that. So here's a tip. If you're trying to make someone look stronger or more superior, try to shoot from a lower angle. It makes them appear big and powerful. Because I wanted to show him as a responsible person, I shot it from a lower angle so that it gives that feeling out. So this photo was shot against the light, which helped me separate the subject and the background. So I've imported the image inside of Adobe Lightroom where we'll be editing it. To start with, first of all, I'll crop the image in a way so that the face, which is the subject, would be at the center of the photo. There we go. We can see that the face is really dark. So I'll do a little bit of light correction so that the photo becomes a little more even. We can see that added a lot of difference. Let us see the before and after. So this is the before and this is the after. Quite a big change. The photo looks a lot even, but I'm still not happy with it. The focus of the viewer won't go towards the face in this particular scenario. To do that, we'll have to darken other parts of the image that are not that important. To do that, I'll add graduated and radial filters. There we go. That brought a lot of difference and now I'm happy with the way the light is looking in the image. Now we can go ahead and color grade the image a little. So I'll try to bring out more yellows and oranges in the image because it was evening time, so I'll try to boost the warm colors. There we go. I'm pretty happy with this color grade. I'll also add a little bit of vignette to bring the attention towards the center of the frame. I feel that the face still looks dark, so I'll add another radiated filter and brighten it up a little. I think that looks good. The last step that I always do to all my images is I come down to the calibration section and move the blue primary slider a little to the left. This gives a cool orange and teal vibe to the image, which I prefer. So here's the second photo of the day. I've named this photo a tribe and I don't think that requires an explanation. This photo was shot in Kumbharwada, Dharavi, which is in Mumbai. Just like we had a community of washers, Dhobi Ghat, in the previous episode, Kumbharwada is a community of potters that makes pots, and these pots are sold throughout Mumbai. They are often paid very little for the amount of work that they do. While I was making my way through the narrow and littered lanes of Dharavi trying to see what I can capture, I reached a house where there were two potters working. I approached them for a photo and they agreed. While I was clicking pictures of these potters, a boy was stalking me from behind. He came up to me and said that take a photo of this pot, this is new. I said why not? I clicked a few pictures of this pot, and once he became a little comfortable with me being around, I asked him if he wanted a photo as well. He ran away. I thought yet another missed opportunity of a very good portrait. To my surprise, he got three of his friends along. They all stood right in front of me, held pots in their hands, smiled, and that is how I got this beautiful photo. So here's a tip. If you're looking to get a picture of someone but are nervous to approach them, try clicking pictures of random things around them. Once they get a little comfortable with you being around, then ask them for a photo. There are people that would say no at this point as well, but the probability would be less. So here we are back inside of Adobe Lightroom. The first step remains the same. I'll try to make the subject most prominent part of the image. To do that, I'll fill the frame with it and bring them towards the center. Great. Next, we can clearly see that the image is very dark. So let me do a little bit of light correction so that the image becomes a little more even. So we see a big difference here. But still, the focus area is not the subject yet. To do that, we'll use a bunch of radial and graduated filters to brighten and darken specific parts of the image so that the focus areas are prominent. There we go. I'm pretty happy with it now. Now the focus areas are pretty clear, so we can go ahead and do some color grading. For color grading, I'll be using three different sections. The HSL tab, the calibration tab, and I might also mess around with the temperature values to give it a more rustic vibe. There we go. I'm pretty happy with it as I've achieved a very rustic vibe which I was going for. Next, I'll try to add a little more vignette so that the center becomes the brighter part. After adding vignette, I'm still not convinced that subject is more prominent. I still feel that there is a lot going on in the background that is causing distraction. To avoid that, I'll take a custom brush, make a selection of the entire background and reduce the clarity, sharpness and the exposure values so that the subject appears to be more sharper than the background. So I hope that you enjoyed this new format where we casually talk and learn more about photography by looking at actual examples. You can check out the first part of this video series by clicking on the I button where we discussed about these two photos. So I'll see you in the third part of the video series which would be uploaded next week. So make sure to stay subscribed and hit the notification bell to get notified when it gets uploaded. Till then, peace. Bye.